seems like there have been some FIRs which have been launched or rather booked against sugar mill directors. Let's bring in Manisha Gupta then to talk more about that. Manisha, what is it that you're picking up from your sources?
Well, thank you so much for that, Aisha. It's a source-based information. Remember that 2 FIRs have been lodged by the UP government rather, and this is against 2 mill owners in UP itself. One is Triveni Sugars, and they have 7 mills in UP itself, and the other one is Dhampur Sugars, which have 5 mills in UP. Remember, sugar comes under Essential Commodity Act, and perhaps that is the reason the government has gone ahead and done that. But having said that, even as this is happening, you have to remember that all the UP mills for last couple of days have been lodged in Lucknow itself. They have been talking to the UP government, and they have a meeting actually starting at 10:30 itself. The UP mills have been saying, this is again source based, that they want to start sugarcane crushing once the cane pricing is made reasonable by the UP government. Also, the mills also have been known to say that they are ready to start crushing at a no profit, no loss basis as well. But this is happening, and while the UP mills have been talking to the UP government, the FIRs coming in is something that really has come out as a disappointment for most of these mills. Just to give you a background on the Essential Commodities Act as well, the Act allows the government to control production, supply and distribution as well. Also, the Act aims to ensure easy availability to the consumers, and it also checks exploitation by the traders. So the not crushing by the UP mills perhaps comes under this, and that is the reason you have seen this kind of a step being taken by the UP government right now.
In simple terms, this is arm twisting.
It sure is. It does look like that, Nikunj, and the situation doesn't really improve because of this, because while the UP mills are sitting there talking to them, FIRs being lodged is something that really has taken a back step when it comes to any confidence that the UP mills perhaps had with these conversations.
Right, Manisha, thanks a lot for that. We'll stay with the sugar sector. Mr. M. Manikam, Executive Vice Chairman of Shakti Sugar, joins us live from Coimbatore. Mr. Manikam, good morning and thank you for joining us. Whereas nothing changes for Shakti Sugar because you're a South-based sugar company. The fact that UP government has filed FIR against UP-based sugar companies, is that arm twisting?
See, actually, if you look at the larger picture, it's actually Government of India which is to be blamed, in my opinion, because see, they're talking about renewable price for the farmers, and they want a reasonable price to be paid. But at the same time, the reasonable price should prevail for sugar price as well. So today we should be looking at something like 34 rupees for a kilo of sugar, and the central government has ensured that the price is below 29 for the last 1 year. So actually the problem lies more with the center, and they're just letting the people play around and watch the fun, and not taking responsibility for the situation. So I would prefer that we actually talked about sugar price rather than the cane price. We would need a minimum price of 34 to 35 rupees to ensure a smooth functioning of all the mills around the country.
Mr. Manikam, some would also argue that the Indian sugar industry really overexpanded in the previous bull market, and they were simply trying to bite much more they can chew, and now that cycle has reversed, they are suffering and they are complaining.
Not really. See, if you look at most of the mills which have come, we used to have something like 40 kilometers between the factories as a radial distance, and then you have people like the finance minister saying that we are decontrolling 0 kilometers, we want some more factories to come. So in fact, the government again has been instrumental in removing this distance criteria. And we should have maintained that 40 kilometers, we probably would have been balanced. And this is something which, the government has done the entire damage. And now to just watch on the sideline saying that the UP is doing it and the millers are doing it is absolutely irresponsible.
Mr. Manikam, but what is the situation when it comes to Tamil Nadu as well, as far as cane prices go? Because even the Tamil Nadu millers have to deal with SAP.
Yes, we have. See, only difference in Tamil Nadu is that the government is a little more tempered, I would say, because 50% of the mills in the state are run by the state government under the cooperative sector, and 50% is under private sector. Of course, there is some support to the cooperative sector, but the difference in cane price remains within that. So it's been reasonable. But unfortunate thing is the sugar prices. When we started season in 2012 September, we had a 34 rupees sugar price, and now in 2013 December we are looking at 29. It's purely a problem of the sugar price rather than anything else today.
Mr. Manikam, stay with us. Also joining in is Siddharth Sriram, CMD at Mavana Sugars. Mr. Sriram, hi, morning. Firstly, outline for us, what's the outcome of your meeting with the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister yesterday?
Apparently, nothing much happens. You see, the thing is that the UP government is also in a bind because politically, electorally, to reduce the price is very difficult for them. At the same time, the mills are going to lose so much money that the dues to the farmers is going to increase by more than double of what it is right now. And there also is an electoral problem because that will happen around April, May, when the elections are. So the mills are in a very difficult situation. And this is only this year. What's going to happen next year when the costs for the farmer actually increase? So there's no sanity between the mills and the government central that's come in to balance this whole system, and thereby the most important agri-industry in India, one of the most important agri, is being destroyed. And no investment is going in, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
That's too bad, yeah.
Mr. Sriram, if the talks were inconclusive yesterday, when is it that you're looking to meet next? Because one does need a resolution to this issue.
I believe that there's a meeting with the Chief Secretary of the issue. Something may come out of that. The central government gives hundreds of thousands of crores as help to Narega and various subsidies to fertilizer and all that. And if they were to give just 5,000 crores for UP sugar and maybe something for Maharashtra sugar, maybe 10,000 crores, you sorted out this year's problem. And then you announce that next year we are going to go to the FRP Rangarajan committee formula. And then farmers who don't want to prepare, sugarcane, they need not. But it can't be the mills don't have, printing presses like the government does.
Fair point.
And the government is saying that they don't have any money, but they should issue bonds because all governments issue bonds when they don't have money to do developmental work. And that's not so difficult. The central government can support that.
Mr. Sriram, for the moment, we seem to be picking up news from our sources that UP government has filed FIRs against several UP-based sugar companies. Have you also heard something from the UP government?
Many companies, including owners.
Okay.
And it's very, because it's not going to help. If you put an owner in jail, is it going to help the sugar economy, sugarcane and sugar industry economy? I don't think so.
But can they force UP sugar companies to start the crushing season? Because if they are filing an FIR, obviously this will imply criminal charges if you don't start the sugar mills.
Yes, so we'll see what happens. I say anything at this point. No. So it was just yesterday they hadn't been served on anybody. I don't know. Some of the people whom the FIRs are on are actually meeting the government in Lucknow this morning. So one doesn't know what the intention is, what the purpose is.
Are you ready to start your mills at no profit, no loss? Mr. Sriram?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, are you ready to start your mills at...
I am.
You are.
I am.
And what will it take for UP government to create that kind of a scenario that you can start your mills at a no profit, no loss kind of a level?
I think if they bring the price down to 240, is what I think. That's it. Okay?
Okay.
Mr. Manikam, I just want to get you in. Is there a chance that if cane is harvested in UP and millers don't start crushing, it is going to find its way to the southern markets and therefore you guys stand beneficiary?
No, ma'am. Cane cannot be transported for more than 100-150 kilometers. So there's no way that we will get the cane.
Mr. Manikam, whereas the sugar crisis is big, UP is an important production center. Secretly, is this a blessing in disguise for South-based and Maharashtra-based sugar companies?
For everybody. In fact, this sector has been abused by the governments successfully for the last 10 years. They've been really not bothered about the sector. In fact, I've been telling, as much as, the petroleum minister is talking about recurring subsidies on oil, which anyway the government is supposed to be subsidizing. But on sugar, they want the private mills to subsidize the whole thing. This has been absolutely talking from both sides of the mouth. And in fact, this government has absolutely failed in dealing with this sector and quite, I would say, incompetent in handling this.
You're not answering my question, Mr. Manikam. My question was that will you secretly benefit because of the UP sugar crisis?
We will not. We also have the same issue. In fact, we have no cane this year. We have a drought. We have supplies of cane. Our farmers are asking for higher price. We will not benefit. In fact, the entire industry may benefit if we reduce production for the entire country, but not individually south.